Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to Idle Talk Mini. Today we're going to talk about. Oh, I didn't even introduce myself. I usually do. I shouldn't because you guys have so many episodes with me on it. Whatever. It is Fabrian, as always. We're going to talk about the new episode of Mando. I'm going to just jump into it. I'm going to spoil shit. So if you don't want shit spoiled, you got to click off. So we start off with like this squid lady, and she's like a pirate, I guess. And then they run into the other Mandalorians that I've been complaining about. I was like, where the fuck are they for the last like 3-4 episodes? So they finally answered my question. Thank the Lord. And I'll get into all my like gripes and shit about the episode, but I'm gonna just run through real quick. So this lady, this like lady pirate, or I guess she's not really a pirate, but whatever. She's a ship. Runs into an Imperial ship, and it's Moff Gideon's ship from season 2 that they captured after they defeated him, Bo-Katan and her crew. So it's actually the Mandalorians, which were her crew in the last season, who are now piloting it, and they're saying that they want the Squid Lady's boyfriend, who they were hired to bring back home, and they were like, no, we're in love, because these races would fight. They would always fight and stuff on their planet. So it was like a Romeo Juliet type of love type shit. And so they're like, yo, listen, I like this little bit that they added. Like, they're not completely evil. They are there to do their job. And then he's like, listen, once we return you home, if you want to like run away and do whatever you want after, we don't care. Like, we're just here to do our job, and then, you know, like, we don't want to hurt anybody type shit. And I was like, all right, like, that's cool. Like, they don't have to be dickheads, but even though they were kind of a dickhead. And then we jump to Bo-Katan and Din in her ship flying to Plazar 15. I think that's what the planet was called. Where the Mandalorians are stationed. And so she's flying towards their ship. And then this is something that I don't think I've ever seen in Star Wars that I remember. So the planet takes control of her ship, like, with AI, and so she gets like docked, which is kind of cool. Like, if every planet had this, I feel like every planet would be safe. So she gets docked, and then they get forced to get this like weird like tube looking thing, and then they're like, yo, show us your ID. They're like pressing these Mandalorians. I was like, oh shit, is shit about to get real? Right? And so they pressed the Mandalorians for the IDs, and then they gave it to them, and then the little shuttle was like, yo, don't move. Like, I would suggest not trying to get out of the tube. And then it shoots them, right? And this is my gripe about this season of The Mandalorian. I love the tone that we were going for. I loved the story we're going for. And listen, I don't mind the very goofy nature and like detective noir buddy cop type episode that we had. Like, it's fine. It fits. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, it's not bad. It's not a bad episode. I just wished it was more serious. So we end up going to the like leaders, or the leaders of these planets, right? And so the cameo, it's Jack Black and Lizzo. And like, I love Jack Black and I love Lizzo, both great people and whatever, right? I don't know. I couldn't believe them as those characters. Like, when they put celebrities in these types of shows, like, it's really hard for me to see the character. All I see is Jack Black being Jack Black in Star Wars, and it feels out of place to me. And then same with Lizzo. Like, I just see Lizzo in this show, and it feels out of place to me. But again, I might just be in the minority. It seems like people are enjoying the cameos and enjoying the very fun episode, and more power to them. Like, I'm not a hater. So they go to these people, and then these people are telling them about their droid problem. So their droids, their whole world is like basically like run by droids. Like, they reprogrammed a bunch of Imperial and Separatist droids to do all the work for them. So basically they can just have fun all the time. It's like a fun planet, right? And so because her husband, Jack Black, whatever the fuck his name was in the show, because her husband is a ex-Imperial, so he's part of the Amnesty Project that we saw a few episodes ago with the doctor and that fucking bitch who betrayed him. He's part of that, so he's not allowed to have an army. So that's why he hired the Mandalorians to be stationed on his planet. And so Mando and Bo-Katan are like, oh, we need to speak to them. And then they're like, well, we can do that for you, right? And we can also vouch for Mandalore to be part of the New Republic's like worlds that are considered like their own like little democracy type shit, because that's what this place is. This place is all about democracy. They vote for their leaders, and everyone's like having. It seems like a dope ass planet to live on. I'm gonna be real with you, but again, so they asked them, okay, so if you deal with our malfunctioning droid situation, we can one give you like we'll let you go speak to the Mandalorians, but we'll also do like we'll throw that in for you because we know from your ex homies that you want to be the Queen of Mandalore again, talking to Bo-Katan. And then she's like, not really, but it's very obvious she does. She's like, that's not what I want anymore. And it's like, bitch, shut up. So they offer them this, and then they take it, and then it seems like Mando's just a menace this episode. Like he literally just like is so racist to droids. I guess they're not a race, but whatever. He like hates them. He's like, oh, they had me at battle droids. I was gonna accept the mission anyway. Like they didn't have to throw in the extra shit. Like I would have just done it. So they end up going to a dock where a bunch of like old battle droids are just like they've become like shippers. They're like packaging shit and like moving boxes and shit. And so they're talking to the foreman, which is an old like battle droid, like the little skinny one that would go like Roger. And so he's like, oh no, I just got him repurposed and blah blah blah. Like nobody's gonna fuck around. And Mando's just in the background like pushing him and kicking him like the fucking menace he is, bro. And then one of them reacts and then starts running. And this is the part where I was like, oh, maybe they are growing like a conscience, right? Maybe they have, they're becoming their own sentient beings, right? So I was like, this is a really cool, like, way that, like, I like this idea that we're going with, right? And I was like, this is cool. I like this. And then they start running after these, they start running after the droid. And it's like buddy cops. So like anytime they interact, Bo-Katan and didn't interact with anybody, they're like, oh shit, dude, my B. I'm gonna go back. So before they get to the dock, they go to the Ugnaughts, the people who build the droids, or not build them, but like repurpose them, right? And they're the same race as Queel, who was in the very first season, where he helped reprogram the IG-11, and he took care of like Grogu here and there. He passed away. Rest in peace to the fucking goat. I have spoken. That's the dude. So they go there, and like this is where we get the buddy cop shit, where like you can tell that they have very different types of like interactions with people. Where like he's a lot better with like these people, where he knows how to speak to them. He knows how to like get them to like give them the information that they want, and she's way more brash and like give me the information because the leader said so. Right, and then it's parallel because the next time we see them interact, they are interacting with a droid, and Din hates droids. So he's the very brash one, and he's a menace, and he's like, I will kill you, bitch. Like he's like mad aggressive. He's like the bad cop in the situation, and she's the good cop. But in the other one, she was the bad cop, and he was a good cop. All right, so now that I spoke about that, I'm gonna get back to the chase. So the droid starts running, and Din and Bo-Katan are chasing it. This is I like the chasing. The chasing is actually really cool. It's filmed really cool, and I like the them like running through like stores and shit and jumping through windows. It was really cool when they caught him. And so they get the bot, and then they find what did they say? I forget what it was called, but it was like this like magnetic like thingy, and it leads them back because it has an access code to a bar where it's like a droid bar where like all the droids go to get like oil and like chill out because they're like slaves basically in this planet. And this is where I was like, oh, this is going to be so interesting to see that these droids are having their own independence. They're like going out to drink and like have like friends and shit, like you know what I'm saying? But then it turns out to be no, it's just a liquid that they're drinking that has micro bits in it. But I'm gonna get to that. So they get to the bar, and then they start questioning the bartender. And this is what I'm talking about, where Mando is like off the walls insane. Like he's like threatening them, and then Bo-Katan's like, yo, can you chill out, bro? Like, let me just speak to them. Like, let me do it my way. Like, you're bugging out. And then so he threatens him, and then the bot is like, nah, bro, like we wanna help you because if you think about it, if everyone is scared of droids, we're gonna get replaced. And we don't want to get replaced. Some of us have been alive since like the Separatist era, you know, like they just want to have a purpose and want to live. And I was like, oh, you see, like, I fuck with this, bro. Let them have independence. Let them be like, it's cool to see that the droids are like becoming their own sentient beings, right? In a way, sort of, right? So they want to have a purpose. They want to help their creators, as they said. So then he explains to them that all the droids come here for a specific liquid. Like, no one has like their own drinks. Like, everyone drinks the same thing, but this certain batch of this liquid has been, fucking with all the ones that have been malfunctioning, all these droids. So they then go back to where I guess they like stored the droid. It looks like a hospital, like low key, like, or not even a morgue, where like they pull out the body and then they examine the liquid with the other droid. And while they examining it with the medical droid starts going crazy because she sucked in the liquid. Ain't that a bitch? And so she starts lasering motherfuckers like meow meow meow. And then Mando slices the medical droid. And then again they start looking over the code and stuff. And then she's like, why does that one like thing look like jagged? And she's like, oh, it's just like they're old. It happened. She's like, no, like zoom in on that. And then there was code in it, right? And then she was like, oh shit, the droids aren't like malfunctioning. Someone is programming them to do these acts and do all this shit. And then she's like, can you like run it back to the code? I guess it was like the code of whoever the fuck programmed it. And it turns out it's the motherfucker that, again, I missed. I completely didn't talk about him. So the motherfucker, Doc Brown from Back to the Future, is the head of security, and he is in charge of all the droids. And we meet him earlier when I didn't mention him, and he talks about how like these are all the instances of where the droids are messing up, blah, 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 and that there is a kill switch for all the droids. And the reason he hasn't pressed it is because the democracy has voted against it because they rely on the droids a lot. So that's where we met him, and now we are told in this scene about the code that it was him who has been programming all the droids, right? And again, back to what I was saying about like the celebrity cameos, it's like seeing Doc Brown in Star Wars. Just he's an amazing actor, and whatever. It's just, it throws me out of it, and it seems so silly and so goofy to me. Then it sucks that like I don't know. I like the episode. Again, I'll get to the rating and I'll get to all of the shit at the end. But those are my gripes. I just wish they would get like regular actors, not these high-end actors that you can immediately be like, oh, that's that person. Like, I can't now unsee that person into this fucking show. So they go back to him. And by the way, this shit pissed me off. As Mandalorians, they're so capable of everything, right? Like, whenever we see them do this, but they make such dumb mistakes. If they already know he's the one that committed the crime, why wouldn't they walk in, stun him, and then arrest him? They walked in, announced his crime, and then the nigga had a chance to be like, yo, I was a separatist, and that's how shit was. And if I press this button, I could like order 66 to hold bots, and they gonna start attacking everybody, and it's gonna be a massacre. And I was like, ooh, interesting. Okay, how do we solve this? Now that this man is by the button, right? What are we gonna do? And if you go for a blaster or whatever, he's gonna press the button. Nah, homie just gets stun gunned. He gets knocked out. And I was like, did we really just spend all this time on this story? Which, by the way, yes, it was very fun, but I'm like, damn, there's only like I think 2 episodes left of this show, and we really wasted so much of this episode about when the main objective was to talk to her crew and get her crew back, right? And we spent the whole episode on a side quest, and it's like, damn, man. And it's like, yes, it's fun to see, and yes, it's like cool, whatever, but I wish we just got to the point faster. So they arrest him. They bring him to the Duchess and the guy, and they're like, "This is the guy who's been programming the droids." And then she's like, "Damn, like that sucks." And he's like, "Maybe one day you can forgive me." And she's like, "Yeah, maybe one day, but until then, we're gonna exile you." And then I really fuck with this part where like so they give the key to the city to Din and Bo-Katan, and then they knight Grogu. So technically, I mean, he is a knight. So he could say he's a Jedi Knight, kind of. So that I really fuck with, right? And so then after that, we finally get to go to the other Mandalorians, and they're all just chilling. They're like a little private army, hanging out, playing catch, drinking, right? And then we got the main dude who was in her crew in the last season. I forget his name, Axel something, Wolf or some shit. I don't know, the dude Mandalorian. So he's sitting there, and then Bo-Katan comes back and it's like, I've come to claim my fleet. And he's like, you don't have the right to claim the fleet. And then she's like, well, then I challenge you for the fleet. And he's like, you could tell he's a little scared. He's a little bitch. But then he's like, all right, I accept. And they start fighting. I love this fight was cool. I really like seeing them fight. And then she beats him. And then he's like, even if though you beat me, they won't follow you. You don't carry the Darksaber. Like, you've been like palling it around with the guy who has the Darksaber, but never once challenged them for it. Like, they won't respect you. And then she's like, nah, that man he is a Mandalorian as much as everybody else, because he's talking about like race shit, like, oh, he's not even a Mandalorian because he was like raised by man, he was like adopted into it. There's no Mandalorian blood in him. And she's like, nah, that man is Mandalorian, right? So then in this part, now he stands up for her and is like, yo, here's the Darksaber, like, it's not even mine. And then she's like, nah, this is literally the same shit that happened last time. You can't just gift it to me. And I'm going to get to what happens for him to actually give it to her. But I'm going to just, again, another gripe about this fucking show. You're telling me that we went through all this training with him with this stupid fucking Darksaber for him to just give it up? What was the point of him learning how to use it and learning that it was heavy and how he needs to earn, like, dude, that whole training bullshit with fucking the armor and then him getting challenged by the Pre-Vizsla, right? Or whatever his name was. Tar-Vizsla? I don't know what his name was. Whatever. The Vizsla dude. What was the point of all of that now? If he just was like, nah, I don't need it. I don't want it. Like, damn, man. It's like, I get it. Like, I love Bo-Katan. She's a cool character, but damn, bro. I really like Din, and it sucks that, like, someone that we started the show with is getting, like, just, like, the shitty end of the stick every chance now because they want to focus on other characters. But okay, so now Mando stands up for her and it says, like, hey, listen, like, I got captured and that beast took the Darksaber from me. It claimed it, right? So, and then she came and defeated it. So therefore, that makes the Darksaber hers, does it not? And he was asking this question, and then the dude Mando's like, it does, right? And so he's like, well, then there you go. And then he hands her the Darksaber, and then she ignites it, and then she puts it to the sky. And that's how the episode ends. And that's it. So for me, I'm gonna give it like a 6.5, a little above average, because 5 is average. I think this episode was a little bit above average. I've said my gripes earlier when I was talking, and those are my reasoning on why the score is what it is. I still love the show. I still very much have so much fun with the show. I just wish we kept the tone that we were going with, like we were in the last episode, right? We left Moff. We were like, we left off where Moff Gideon got away. Whoa, okay, what? How'd he get out? Oh, there's someone, either a Mandalorian took him out or someone is framing the Mandalorians, right? And I thought maybe this is where we were going, that maybe that this Imperial ship with a bunch of Mandalorians is what killed him to get revenge or whatever the case may be. Maybe. No. We got no answers. It went nowhere. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. Hopefully you guys don't like crucify me, because Star Wars fans be fucking brutal when you don't agree with them. I just feel like this episode, it was alright. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.